Morning guys, today I'll go through a day in my life and just show you what I get up to as a superhero, entrepreneur, CEO and a content creator. So if you guys have been watching my videos, you know I've been going through a bit of heartbreak. It's been 3 weeks now since experiencing it and I'm feeling a lot better. I was actually watching some of my previous YouTube videos from around 2 weeks ago and I can tell there's a massive shift in energy in how I am, you know, today and back then. It doesn't seem like a lot of time, but in those 2 to 3 weeks, you know, you can find ways to heal yourself and sort of get back into routine. For me, it's sort of come in waves, I guess, where, you know, at the start I felt very numb and very empty and I'd wake up, you know, just completely lost. And now it's like you wake up and you just get back to life, if I'm being honest with you. However, there are days where I binge eat, I'm not gonna lie. I've put on a bit of fat, I don't know if you can see, but a tiny bit of lower belly fat. So now I saw that in the mirror this morning and I said to myself, you know, get back into routine, get your diet sorted, because sometimes throughout the day I could maybe overthink and spiral and just start eating, but now I'm gonna be super strict. I haven't been to the gym as well, if I'm being honest, in like a week or so. For me, that's quite a long time. Because again, I've just been, you know, just trying to cope, I guess, and sort my life out, if I'm being honest, because it requires a lot of readjustment of life. So yeah, it's been a process. It's been very intriguing, very interesting. I've never gone through anything like this in my life before. So it's like you know, I guess when you have a future vision and that future vision gets broken, you have to just make tiny tweaks. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I think I will be leaving Dubai, if I'm being honest, soon. I'm gonna go back home for a while, and then after that, thinking of Miami, and just start a new chapter, get my superhero suit, get in that suit, become a new person. Of course, my authentic self, just exemplified everything I've learned, spread my wisdom, my experiences, everything I've learned in my life. Start doing podcasts, start meeting people. I've been meeting a lot of people in Dubai recently. It's really good for confidence because, you know, sometimes you can easily forget who you are and get lost in just being, you know, isolated sometimes. So yeah, it's looking like that is the plan. But I can't really do anything until I get my superhero suit. So that is currently in the design process. And then as soon as that is done, it's all in, and I'm so excited for that. But yeah, anyway, let's get to it, guys. My days often do have structure, but they do vary on a day-to-day basis. Being and having this sort of freedom as a content creator and a businessman, there is certain freedom to it when it comes to filming, when it comes to you know, meetings, etc. However, today it's going to be a day of gym, filming, meetings, and then after that I may or may not go out for a bit in Dubai and maybe to the mall. I'm not too sure, but that's one thing as well I'm getting used to now, is just my own presence, you know, solitude, what I get up to in my own time, you know, my free time, how I spend that. And before it used to be a lot just in the gym, and you know, my routine was often just, you know, eat, sleep, work, gym, repeat, and not much social life. But now I'm seeing, as a 25-year-old, you know, 25-year-old man, I need to be out there. I need to be networking, meeting people, building my confidence out in public. You know, if I want to be the superhero who's, you know, changing the world one day, doing big speeches, meeting people, I need to be out there. So that's something I'm going to do. Of course, you know, when I meet people, I'm not shy. I wouldn't say I'm you know, introverted in that aspect, but you know, sometimes you need to warm up your vocal cords, you need to meet people, you need to open your eyes, see what's out there, and yeah, you never know the power of networking. The biggest network I think I've ever met was last year in the Dubai Mall. I met Terry Crews, just complete fluke, complete random just meeting. He was in the mall and I just saw him and everyone was asking for pictures for him and stuff, and he wasn't doing any of that stuff. And I just went up to him, just said, I'm really inspired by his work. Here's who I am, the superhero. And yeah, he loved what I did, and then he followed me back. And yeah, ever since then, that showed me the power of confidence and having you know, I guess that belief in yourself, you know, and who you are and what you do. And in that aspect, you'll naturally attract who you're meant to attract in your life. So you just got to be out there. I've been isolating myself a lot, but now I'm really open to just being out there. So I know it's not a lot of belly fat, but it's just like the lower part. Because I've been eating a lot of like, a lot of good food recently. It's not necessarily been binge eating. I think I've just been treating myself so I feel better. Had a lot of nice food. I had some mixed grill yesterday. I had tiramisu. So it's not been, you know, greasy fried stuff. I've just had a lot of just nice food, and my physique as well. Truthfully, when you start refueling yourself for a week or 2 weeks, you feel a lot fuller. So just physique wise, I'm feeling very full, which is good. My metabolism does need a reset. So this is like a refeed/reset. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. So I feel better, but you need that because I've been in a calorie deficit for nearly a year now, and it's not good for your health. So I'm just resetting my metabolism. Well, I've reset it now, I'd like to think. And it allows me to get back into the calorie deficit at a maintainable and sustainable way instead of being so deep into it, because obviously I'm very low body fat already, around 6-7%, well, more like 7% now. So the lower you are, the harder it is to lose fat. So this was needed, the reset week of food. Reading this book at night is very good, all about discipline. So now just gonna get ready for the gym. Like I said, I've not been to the gym in around 1 to 2 weeks. I can't remember exactly. I've done cardio here and there, but lifting weights, I've been a bit demotivated. I think my mindset when I was demotivated was, you know, I was getting comfortable. I'm already in shape. You know, what's the motivation behind it? But I think the one thing that always gets me back into routine and just snaps back into it is just the idea, you know, obviously this heartbreaking stuff and all this challenge and, you know, pain I've experienced. You can't let that win. You know, you can't let all of this stuff I've been through define me and stop who I am and stop me being healthy and being the superhero, and again just feeling sorry for yourself. And you know, if you stop doing the stuff you're meant to do, and in the end, you know, it wins. The heartbreak wins, all of that stuff wins, and then you're left weak. And it's okay to feel weak, and it's okay to feel sad and experience all your emotions, but you can't let that run your life. You have to get back into it, and just doing the small things, you know, it's easier said than done. You know, I'm here saying this stuff, but I've not even been doing it myself. But now I'm hoping this can motivate you guys and show you, you know, if you're going through anything, you just have to just do. That's why I always preach, just do. And myself, I've not lived up to it. And now, yeah, it's just about getting back into it. So yeah, let's go and do. So just gonna have my 5 grams of creatine as usual. And my vitamins, there's a lot. I've been through these before. Vitamin D, collagen, fish oil, zinc, ashwagandha, and vitamin B. Yeah, yesterday I met one of my good friends, and he gave me a lot of advice, obviously, about all this stuff I've been going through. And he just said, you know, one thing as a man, because he's 31, very successful, has a lot of experience and wisdom, drives a very nice Ferrari. It was very inspiring. He took me around in it actually, and it was so cool. I love all of that stuff, and it really inspired me. You know, I've not lived life, to be honest with you, yet. I'm 25, and just small stuff like that. I know it sounds a bit superficial and materialistic, but I love that sort of stuff. You know, cars. I'm a bit of a boy at heart, so you know, small stuff like that. I really want to just live in regards to, you know, working to get something like that. I've not really ever, you know, used any of the money I've built through my businesses to spend on something I actually want. If I'm being honest, all the money I've ever made, I just invest back into my brand and business and filming and like an apartment, for example. But I've never really, just been a boy and just spent the money on something I really want. So yeah, even just stuff like that showed me you know, I've not even lived, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just always working so hard. Not that I'm going to stop working hard, but now having these mini goals will just help, you know, give you a bit more, you know, not necessarily purpose, but just a bit more drive. So, you know, this year I definitely want to be getting a supercar, like a superhero supercar. But yeah. Yeah, it's always good to surround yourself with people who are older, who have experience, who have wisdom, who've been through stuff that you've been through, because they can always give their advice and tell you that it's always going to get better. And hopefully I can be that person, that superhero for you guys, you know, if you ever are going through any challenges. And that's the aim, you know, as much as I love, you know, fitness and health and all that sort of stuff, my goal for the superhero is to become a figure of motivation, hope. You know, the way I see it becoming in the future, me as a public figure is, you know, being on these big, you know, stages, giving talks, you know, sort of like David Goggins or whatever, and, you know, The Rock, just being a public figure to give people hope. Because even I've always said that, I've always needed that, but there's not really many people who can give me that I look up to. So, yeah. Right, so we're gonna go train at a resort on the Palm. I thought I'd try somewhere different, nice and new. I don't know how good the gym will be, but yeah, it'll be nice. I've stopped going to my original gym, TKMMA, truthfully, because I'm trying to start getting into new environments. Those environments just remind me a bit of, you know, whatever happened in the past with all that pain. So just being in new environments is very good. So yeah, hopefully they'll let me film in there as well, because if they don't, then that's not going to be good. I've not been to the gym in a while, so I'm going to ease into this session, hence why I'm going to this resort, because yeah, I don't think I'll be going super intense today. Again, just going to ease into it, get back into routine. Morning. Hiya. So every day I spend around 20 to 30 minutes going for my Instagram DMs, trying to help people, give advice, because I get a lot. So yeah, it's hard to go through all of them, but yeah, I'll show you guys now. And these are all people who are wanting help, my help with coaching, my one-to-one coaching. So yeah, I've got a lot of DMs to go through now. We are here, guys. This is nice. This is very nice. May head to the beach after. Alright guys, we're here. A bit of a small gym, so today I'll do chest and shoulders. I'll use the machines so I can go a bit heavy. But yeah, like I said, today is just a session to ease into getting back into the gym, just getting the enjoyment from it again, getting the motivation. It's good to come to a nice place like this, because after we will enjoy the beach and the resort. So starting off with some bench, 100 kg, should be okay. That wasn't too bad. I think I can go heavier. I'm gonna go for 1 rep. Yeah, I've spoke about it before. My training, I always go heavy. I don't waste time with low weight, high reps. Start heavy, work your way down. So just did 120 for 1 rep. So now I'm going to decrease the weight to 110, aim for 3 reps, and then 100 again and go for 6 reps. Now I'm going to do upper chest because, again, limited with exercises here because there's not many free weights. So I'm going to go do upper chest. Now we're going to head into standing barbell press for shoulders. Really helps build the 3D shoulders and the superhero wide physique. Oof, that was heavy. But you gotta push yourself. So now I'm just decreasing the weight by 2.5 kg on each side. That's reverse pyramid training, where you start off heavy, then just decrease the weight by a tiny bit and increase the reps again by a tiny bit. So now I'll do 6 reps of this. Now for triceps, we're going to do overhead skull crushers. Normally I use a 50 kg, just one dumbbell, but there's only 30 kgs in here, so wish me luck. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. Well, that failed. Just one rep. Come on. That's better. That's better. That's better. That's more like it. So, a very limited workout, so just going to stick to the 30 kg dumbbells. That's the heaviest weight they have here. Just going to do some lat raises, maybe some Arnold presses, or just straight press the dumbbells, and then just a tricep extension, and then cardio, and then we're done. Oh, and maybe chest flies. 30 kg lat raises. Right guys, we are done. Now just going to finish off with 20-minute cardio, incline walking. But yeah, good session considering there was limited weight here, limited machines, but we did a good job. So yeah, cardio. Just nice and light, nothing intense. I only ever do intense cardio like running or sprinting just for endorphins or mental health, dopamine boost, or just a run in the sun. But a consistent cardio routine is always this incline walk in 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. And yeah, easy, low intensity, not too intense on your joints, and it's not too taxing on your body where you end up craving more food later down the day and you end up hungrier. This just keeps you at a good balance. The mistake many people make is doing hours of cardio, you know, jogging, running, walking for an hour, thinking they're burning so many calories, which they probably are, but later down the line and later in the day, it just means your body's going to crave more and more food, and it's going to put you in a calorie surplus. A lot of people get obsessed with how many calories they burn, but I've never ever once tracked how many calories I burn. A lot of people use, you know, the Whoop bands and you know, Apple Watches and stuff to track their calories, but truthfully it's very inaccurate, and it just gives you false hope, and it just doesn't really, you know, add that much benefit to your day-to-day life. It just makes you more obsessed about a number. So yeah, you always want to stick to just a sustainable calorie deficit, tracking your calories, doing your cardio, working out, eating good, whole foods, and not obsessing too much about how many calories are burned. If you have a Kit Kat, enjoy your Kit Kat, keep it in your deficit, but don't think you need to now burn it off by doing an hour of cardio. All done. Now let's go to the beach. Pumped physique. So now I'm just trying to get rid of this lower belly. It's been the hardest part of my fat loss, trying to get rid of this part. It doesn't seem like a lot on camera, but it's just annoying. All right, let's go. Well guys, we've got our sun lounger. Had a quick shower. So now just gonna do some brainstorming, get some planning done, work on the business, got my laptop with me, and then head to the ocean and beach. Got the black coffee with a lot of sweetener in it. I probably have around 2 cups of coffee a day. Having this solitude, I'm not gonna lie, at the start was hard, but it feels kind of nice. It feels nice now. You know, just getting excited about life again, my dreams, ambitions, and truthfully, when you're with someone, of course you're happy, but it's as a man, you know, in your peak years and your prime years, you know, you have to have that fuel and ambition, and unfortunately, I think towards the end, I really lost that. Well, last year, the whole of last year, I lost that. Of course, I swapped that ambition and drive for, you know, comfort and happiness, and it was amazing. It was pure happiness. But if you give a man too much comfort and too much happiness too early on, his dreams begin to fade, and that is exactly what happened to me when I look back on it. A lot of self-reflection, you know, I didn't make any money, I didn't grow, I lost followers, lost hundreds of thousands of followers, my content was negative, depressing, no value given. I was just about making ends meet, and yeah, then as soon as I went home and isolated because of the circumstance I needed to, I saved the page, I got into shape, you know, shredded, 6% body fat, got my dreams going again, you know, just feeling alive. And then, you know, coming back here, when I came back to that situation of, you know, being with someone, that drive quickly diminished again, and I started getting comfortable. And then, you know, now having this solitude, it's just shown me, you know, being alone is not the worst thing. You just have to have your purpose and mission. But yeah, I'm excited for life. I'm doing much better now. It's been 2-3 weeks, I'm doing much better. Dreaming, visualizing. I'm so excited for the superhero to really take storm and just take over the world in a positive way. The suit is being made. This heartbreak and challenge was necessary for the superhero story. I wouldn't be doing this video now if truthfully I hadn't gone through the stuff, you know? So it's all part of the journey. It's all, you know, my friend yesterday said to me, like, did you pay for this girl to be in your life? Because it just feels like a complete, like, superhero story, like life imitating art. Like, it just feels like, you know, this was meant to happen. So it's all leading up in the perfect way, to be honest with you. Now the origin story, I hope has been completed, and now get into that suit, step into the superhero suit, become the superhero. I'm 25, do you know what I mean? How much longer do I need to wait? This is it, there's no time like now. So yeah, I'm excited. Going to be hopefully in Miami, streaming, YouTube going, elevating. You know, obviously I'm doing vlogs now, but when I have a team around me, we're going to be doing so much more. The superhero is meant to be an icon and a figure of hope, inspiration, and positivity. The world needs that. So I'm very, very excited. And I understand many of you, you know, are not in the position that I'm in now. I'm very, very fortunate. I never want to come across as if I'm, you know, ignorant to that fact. You know, I am very fortunate, but I hope me being in these locations, etc., can inspire you and also show you the reality that you can have everything in the world, but sometimes if your mental frame is not, you know, where it needs to be, you can still be unhappy. No amount of fame, fortune, money will bring you happiness. And I hope you can see both sides to my life now, where I'm never here to flex or anything. I don't do anything like that. I just want you guys to know also, you can live this life. It's very, very possible. You just have to work hard. You have to be genuine, authentic. That's always who I've been. I've never been a fake person. And in the end, me sticking to who I am and being authentic in my values and, not being someone I'm not is what got me to where I am today, the good and the bad. So yeah, just, I'd say the main advice I'd give for, your future is just work so hard on your purpose and your dream and your vision, and just hone in on it. Just hone in on it and don't ever let go of it. It's the only thing that will save your life. I'm telling you now, that's the only thing that will keep you going. So you have to just, like romanticize it. You have to just visualize it. You have to put it on the biggest pedestal in the world, and yeah, it will save you in times where life gets tough. Right, guys, let's head home. I need to do a bit of work, filming, and yeah, started listening to some new music, by the way, as well. That really helps with visualization and new dreams and a new life and identity change. I started listening to some more, upbeat, positive, dream chasing kind of music, and yeah, it helps a lot, get excited for the future. It helps you visualize new ways of life. Before obviously all of this heartbreak stuff, I was just very comfortable, stable, listening to, a lot of solemn superhero music and just ready for like a divine kind of purpose of, I'm not too sure what I envisioned, but truthfully it was kind of boring. But listening to new music, having new visuals helps a lot, and now my superhero dream is just getting bigger. We're looking to have a superhero lifestyle of like Bruce Wayne, Iron Man kind of vibe, build your wealth, build your brand, help people, and just grow exponentially, in every aspect of life, and become the one and only superhero who inspires people, who motivates people, shows them there's a new side to life and that dreams are possible. So very, very excited. Right, guys, so we're back home. Just going to start scripting my short, and maybe I'll show you some behind the scenes. Oh, mother. Some behind the scenes of filming it. Before I film, I have to do this, put the blinds down so the lighting is perfect. Just making the secret dough. So yeah, just gonna go film now, and that is basically my day. It's gonna take around 4 to 5 hours to film, and then edit, and then post it, and then by the time I'm done, finish up a few bits and pieces of work, and then head to bed. So that concludes our day in the life. Thank you guys again, and subscribe for more if you want to follow the superhero journey.